this computer. Okay, perfect.
I think it's already recording. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. Okay, good. I didn't know if that was because of Kathy's dictation thing that she has, or if it was something else. Okay, so because it is recording, I am going to start. We got people coming in, and we got another New Yorker in the house. Elle is coming in. Hi, Elle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're recording this and going to send it out to the group. There are different reasons why different people aren't here, but we're going to send it out and go from there. And then hopefully we'll get some feedback from the crew that is watching after today. We currently have 200 people that are on the email list. And so far, only one person has asked to be taken off, but it was only because they're overwhelmed with what's going on in their community in Chicago, and they're like, "I'm just on ice rapid response." But know that when things get started to be planned in Missouri, I'll be back on the list and head to Kansas City. So that's a thing to remember, is that people also have their own lives. So we're trying to keep that in mind as well. So just a quick check in. I think everybody knows I'm Robin. I'm in Fresno, California, and I am so happy to be in this space with all of you. And we're going to use this as hopefully a very productive call, and leave this call with an idea specifically connected to what our first campaign sign is going to look like. I'm not willing to end this call without us having a decision, or at least a 99%. If Chris is not here, then I'm going to make sure that she gets 100%. And I want to check in with everybody else. Let's say, uh, what are you most hopeful for in the new year? In the new year, I want a movement that propels good over evil. That is what I'm hoping for in the new year. So, Robin, Fresno, movement for good. Who wants to go next? Kathy.
Kathy Marino Thomas, New York City. Um, other than some evilness happening to some certain individual in the White House, I want the same. Thank you very much. I'd like to see people be able to find commonality,
Yeah,
and find a way through this mess.
yeah. Amen.
And I'll go to Sloan.
Oh gosh, I'm Sloan. I live in Mississippi, and honestly, yes, same for sure. I'm not happy with what things are going on, and so I want things to change really bad. So I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for change.
Awesome. Joan.
Had to unmute. Yeah, the same. Reclaim our democracy and build a better one.
Yeah.
We've
Amen.
got a lot of work to do.
Amen.
Hmm.
David.
Yeah, the same. But you know me, I hold grudges too. I would like to see all of these people, if you can call them people, um,
Held accountable.
being held accountable. I'd like to see
Mm.
them in jail.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. L.
Oh goodness. I feel like I have a like Santa's list worth. But for me, obviously everything that you guys have said, but then also I want to see more young people in
Yes.
our offices. Um, I think that's super, super important. So that's
Yep.
something I would really like to see.
Amen to that.
A,
Yeah.
a woman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Leaders we deserve. I would love to see that them be successful in getting younger people in office. David, I mean not David, Billy.
Yeah, I agree with everyone. I would like to add that I'd like us to take this opportunity to take big swings, no more band-aids. I think we have to get money out of politics. I think we have to have term limits. I think we need Medicare for all. And I don't think we should settle for anything less. I
Yeah,
think that the chaos needs to go away. I'd rather not have to worry about my country every single day. and put competent people in power, but people who are willing to make bold decisions in the way that FDR did. That's what I want.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, perfect. So, thank you all. That is the crew for tonight. And as I said before, this was a last minute ask on Sunday to try to get as many people together. And I promised everybody that I would send it out. And usually if you say you're going to send out the video, everybody's like, oh, I'll watch the video when it comes out. So, which is totally fine as long as people are engaged and sending me feedback, which people generally will write me back and give intel. So there's a couple of things that I want to address with this group. And there's a couple of things that I want to say in reference to this journey. And the first thing that I want to say is that, you know, there are many times that I ask myself, should we be continuing on this journey? I've even had check ins with all of you almost about, you know, is this needed? Should it be happening? You know, what are we doing? And I will tell you, it's not because I have doubt, it's because it's going to take a lot of us to do this. It's not, I can't not carry the load. And Kathy and Chris can't carry the load, Billy, David, Joan, Sloan, and Elle. It's going to take a movement of people that are willing to engage and do something. And I'm not saying working 40 hours a week on it. I believe that if all of us committed to 5 hours a week, just this group, we could get a lot accomplished. And what I feel like is potentially going to happen is if we start putting the website out there and really trying to do some digital marketing promotion after January the 1st, that we are going to have other us's collect, and those people are going to want to be engaged and they want to know, what do we do? And so, what I will say is that in my moments of lack of confidence and, you know, wondering if we should be doing this, I go and I look at what other people are doing. And I'm going to share my screen just for a second. And I want to show you something. This was the Indivisible call that happened on the week after the last No Kings. And on that day, this person that is speaking is one of their lead organizers. I follow her. She's from Georgia and is a great organizer. And I love what they're trying to do. But what I will tell you is if you were to watch this video, and I will share the link so you can go off and watch it your own self if you want. But one of the things that is said in the 1 minute and 1 minute and 5 seconds, no, 1 hour and 5 minute mark is Ezra, who's the executive director, comes on earlier in the call and says that they're building an indivisible coalition alliance. So they're going to build an alliance where networked partners can work together, yada, yada, yada. And next week, after this call goes out on October the 20th, something, because that's after October the 18th, they just want you to go to nokings.org/next. And we're going to do that right now, as go to nokings.org/next. And this is what it comes to. Can everybody see what No Kings/next has? And if you click on Know Your Rights, then it's going to give you a resource guide. It's going to tell you what you should be doing in reference to ICE and, you know, preparing for protest, etc. Very important information. You know, this link would be on our future website as a resource of get involved in your local community. If ICE comes to town, this is where you should get information on how to, you know, and ACLU's doing the same thing, etc. But if you go back to that actual next, like they asked us to, and we click on what's next and we go to take action now, it is only reminding us what they did on October the 18th. And I will tell you that what they say in the video, as early as next week, they're going to start giving you things to do. They even mention over and over in this recording that all of their organizers are saying, what's next? What can we do? Blah, 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 blah. And what I will say is it's very disappointing to me that they don't have that continual engagement, and it is not a next step on what to do, because that's where I am. It's like, I know Indivisible meets once a month, but it's like I'm not going to go once a month if I know that we're going to go and have a meeting for meeting's sake to go, in all reality, promote the Democratic Party. I think we need to be holding the Democratic Party and the Republican Party accountable. And so, what I will say is that if we look at that as the guiding point of what they're doing, I had a conversation with Billy, and Billy said, well, part of what a community wants is a gamified interaction of what this looks like. And a gamified interaction means that on January the 1st, we would launch a campaign where we would put up social media posts saying it's a new day, it's a new year, and it's a new campaign to join together across America. And we are searching for 50 representatives at least from every state. And if you want to join that call, then please sign up at togetheracrossamerica.org, because we need at least one person in all 50 states to join this fight together across America. Now, we hope that many more people sign up than just the 50, but it will join the 200 that we have. And I'm going to show you what has been something I've been working on. Hold on one second. That looks like this, to show you and walk through not something that we're going to decide on tonight, but something that I want you to percolate in your brain. So, you're going to go on a journey with me for just a minute, because I want you to think like an organizer. Okay. So, ideally, the weekly email would go out. You might have a Discord engagement or Zoom, hopefully. And in that first 1 to 3 weeks, it's continually pushing out the message of please sign our pledge. And remember, our 3 tenets is we're building a movement of supporting neighbors, building community, and advocating for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, because we want to go from polarized to mobilized as a country. We're essentially going to continue to send that message, join the movement for good, and we're going to show them kind of how that movement would go forward. The week 3 to 7, we're going to ask those same people that have given us their email to give us their address, and we're going to personally mail them for free a campaign sign to put in their window of their apartment, in their front yard. If they want to pay for a sticker, they can do that and put it on their car or their refrigerator or whatever. But we will send them a campaign sign to show them that they are a TAA campaigner. The first people were the TAA first responders. Then we're going to take them into, will you do a social media post? We want you to collect at least 10 friends. Can you help us recruit family? Can you help us recruit friends? Can you help us recruit neighbors? And I am literally, I don't know about you guys, but I am literally going to go down my street. I'm going to knock on the door of every house in my neighborhood, and I'm going to tell them about what we're trying to do. And I'm going to ask them to give me their email address and join this effort. And I'm going to record it, and I'm going to share it on my social media. And I'm going to ask y'all to do the same, because I want to become a TAA recruiter. Then we're going to go into the next step, which is these people on my street. I'm going to ask them to come to a meeting at my house, and I'm going to ask them, whoever shows up, I don't care if it's 2 people, 5 people, 10 people, I'm going to say, can we go around our neighborhood, branch out of this street, and try to get 50 neighbors that are willing to do a community event in March. That's our goal, is to hold a picnic, a potluck, a cornhole tournament, a apple pie cook-off, whatever it is, to talk to them about why we need a movement for good, and why we are going to start talking about how politics needs to change in our country, neighbor to neighbor, community to community. That person will be a TAA community builder. So that is whoever's starting to go out and organize these outreach events, that's what they'll turn into. Hopefully, someone from that group is going to say, I'll plan the picnic. I'll find out where the park is. I'll send out information. Joan, I'm going to get to your question in just one second. And that event planner is going to start organizing for this group that hopefully is going to start doing some network and some organizing. Now, let's say that we don't catch on and we don't have more than maybe our 250 people. Then that's okay. We're going to continue to kind of modify this list, but this is trying to take us through the first quarter of the year, which is January, February, and March. And by the end of this, hopefully we will have identified our strong 50 state leads. And those people will be part of a group that will start helping us do what we do in the second quarter, which I've just tried to game out through my own brainstorm. It's not saying this is what we have to do. I'm just trying to think it through about what we could do. And I'm going to send this to you guys for you to send us back what your ideas are. But I do believe what Billy said is right. It needs to be like we're playing. What was that game that used to play the Angry Birds, where you get an award or whatever? It needs to be something where you're getting a star or something in this trophy world that we live in that gives people what they're getting for their involvement. And so this goes all the way down to hopefully civic engagement and getting people out and engaged to make sure that people get to the polls, make sure that we have a fair and safe election by knowing their rights and monitoring their local polls. And then also getting engaged to start organizing, even if we don't get a fair and safe election, what we're going to do in response. Now, that does not answer our question. And Joan, I'm almost going to go to you next. That does not answer our question about young people in office, better people in office, but we can't start doing that until we start building an army of people that are advocating that that's what we need to find, which is people running for office. And while we don't have the good people running for office, we hold accountable the people that are in office. And so together, we will be building this movement, trying to at least push the narrative that they work for us, of the people, by the people, for the people. And that is who we are trying to be, is the movement to push our politicians to do what we've elected them to do. Ideally, if we go back to the third quarter, that's why we would do meet in the middle of the country, because all of our messaging would be go back home and start holding people accountable. Obviously, it's too late to start running for office, but you should be thinking about running for office now, and in 2027, make that your New Year's commitment, because we need good people, because right now our system is failing us. Joan, I'm stopping there. Now I want your feedback.
Yeah, two things, Robin. Well, yeah. What are we, when you say we're going to get them to sign our pledge, do we have a pledge
So that
worked
came from
out?
yes, that came from the language community, and right now, language committee, and right now the pledge reads like this. Hold on one second. I have it right here. Give me one. You said two questions. What's the second question?
The second question isn't really a question. When you talk about, where are we here? Text, email, or call 10 plus family friends. When they were doing, my sister and I were working for Prop 50, they gave us this app. I can't remember who, maybe it was Newsom's office. And it's called Reach. It's on your phone,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually sets that up where you start with sending it to 10 people in your sources, your contacts,
Yep.
and then you go from there. But I don't know if you've heard of it or
I
if you want
have
me
not
to.
heard of that, but would you be willing to send that to me, just to remind me, just to email it, and I'll do some research on it.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
can do that.
I am I am L. I'm going to put you on the spot right now, but I just wrote some. L is connected to this guy named Richard, who has been a wonderful mentor and advisor. And today he connected me with someone who kind of knows how to do some research in those areas. There's
Okay.
another one called Action Network or whatever. And I don't have a lot of
Yeah.
talent in knowing how to make those things happen because I'm not that tech savvy. But I know that there are platform or tech platforms that can help us organize better like that. I know Bill
Yeah.
knows a lot of those too from the back 40. Okay, so one thing before we move, Joan, is I put in the chat, this is the pledge that came up with from the language committee. And this
Okay.
is where it is right now in its fullness. And this is what will be on the website. If it gets modified, it'll just to make it shorter, not as
Mhm.
lengthy in language. But we felt like it kind of gave us really concisely what our mission is and our
Okay.
values. And that is only what the Facebook or what Facebook, that is only what the website will be for the first 3 weeks because we don't want to reveal more yet. It's going to be
Okay.
a landing page that says, take this pledge. And we're going to do a digital marketing campaign to try to push people just to go to that page so we can connect them through the pledge.
Okay. So when we try and get people to do these neighborhood potlucks, whatever,
Yep.
what are we, how are we describing what TAA is, why we want them to come talk to us? What, excuse me, do we have talking points?
Yes. So there is a document. That's the one that I sent you with the plan in it. We will have a toolkit that will be
Uh-huh.
given to every organizer. So once they
Okay.
sign the pledge, then those organizers will come to a Zoom call and a toolkit will be shared with them. And it'll give them information about the sign, information about what they can say when they go to door, and why they're even going door to door.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. That's the plan. But again, that's going to take all of us to create all this together
Yeah.
across America.
Across America.
Okay, Billy, go.
Yeah. So I really like how this is starting to come together. I think you're really onto something here with these first responders and et cetera, et cetera. What I suggest is because we want to give, just like Indivisible, by the way, Indivisible has contacted us. They now have a rural organizer or something. So, based on what you said, maybe it's because they're trying to bring a bigger group together. I don't know. But I'll find out.
Well, they also have $17 million, so they should be just doing all of this.
um, People are asking next, and we hear the same thing, like they really want to be told what to do. So I think you're really onto something here with like the first responders and the recruiters. And I think that if we create badges for all these things, we allow people to claim their role. So, for example, using your model, the first responders would be the people who agree to take a yard sign and put it in their window or their yard. Recruiters would be somebody who agrees or commits to finding whatever, pick a number, 25 people, and that those 25 people all commit to finding 3 people, and they keep track of that. That's a recruiter, and they have a chart that shows that they've gotten 5 people so far and how many of those people have gotten, etc., that we can display somewhere and people can check on, so that there's a clear start and finish to their role. I think that you could have other roles, like, make up a good name like you've done with the others, like a board member or whatever is responsible for raising $5,000 over the course of 6 months or whatever it is. But by giving them very specific actions and roles that they can just claim, like, you want to be a first responder, here's what you do.
Right.
You sign up for this and you get the yard sign, you put it in your window.
Yeah.
Get that badge.
Well,
And
that's a great idea. You could click the link of the one you want to do, and it tells you like a timeshare. If you do this, you get this. If you do this,
exactly,
you do this.
clear goals that can be checked off, so
Yeah.
that, and also that everyone can see, super transparent, so that they know that we can see, that they've committed to 25 people and they've only got 20, so they got 5 more to go. So
Yeah.
it becomes much more of a game, but there's also something that they can accomplish. They'll feel really great when they get to finish that. So we create all these roles to build this organization that you want to build, or the foundation of it.
Yep.
I think it could be really effective. I think you're really onto something with that. I think that's a great place to start, so that once you've been able to really put down on paper what it is that we're going to do next
Yep.
in all these places, we can go to that next. I agree with you. We don't have to announce everything. The last thing I would say is, rather than just saying 50 people from every state, I would say these lists are available online. There's a ton of them. One person from every district, claim your district.
Yeah.
So when we just take the list of districts that are available, we turn it into a box that can be checked. You want to claim a district to be the recruiter in that district, it's yours.
Right. Right. A
So that way you
congressional
get,
district.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, that's lofty. 538. Remember, David, that was what our goal for equality across America was.
Well, that's a good thing to shoot for then.
Okay. Anybody else thoughts? Okay, and let me just say really quickly. I am gonna send that out, so you don't need to tell me right now what. Don't feel like I gotta have your answers right now, but I really would love if you like it, you hate it, you think that idea was really great about the creating badges and then a drop down menu of what that means, and then the other idea about congressional districts. Anybody else have anything to offer? It's okay if you don't.
I like that you incorporated the light up the night idea further
Well,
on down the line.
yeah. So
I
that is for everybody. One of the things that happened after Prop 8 didn't pass in California, there was the Join the Impact movement that happened. And in that Join the Impact movement, they would do every single month, there would be a new action leading up to when the Supreme Court made the decision about whether or not they would uphold the marriages or reverse the marriages or whatever. And one of the events that got lots of attention was Light Up the Night for Justice. And that's where everyone would collect at either a local church that was open and affirming or at City Hall. Or at Peace Gardens, and they would get candles and gather, and it was great imagery. And it brought the media out. Then the narrative was talked about why this was happening, and every month there was like a moral consciences moment where people are having to see the story about what's happening in our communities. That's what I feel like would be really strong right now in reference to immigrant rights. If we were doing something that put people on a moral conscience, because obviously the people that are watching the militant response right now and then the ICE fighting back, those people that are MAGA or even center right are going to say, oh, well, they're telling me that those are criminals and whatever. But because you don't have that narrative of the justice that's happening here is the Constitution is being actually violated because they're doing X, Y, Z. You've got to have that media moment, and that Light Up the Night for Justice gives you that chance to bring people together and do something where you have speakers, etc. And that was something that got, that's just an idea for Q2, that would be the next thing after the neighborhood events. Anybody else, questions, comments? Okay, so I never want to keep you longer than you promised me. Now I really have to have feedback right here. And what I will tell you is that this has been the most I would say delayed moment for Kathy, Chris, and Billy, and all of us that have been talking, is coming up with a logo. And what I want to say is that I still, and I'm not pushing this, don't worry, Kathy. I mean, so what I want to say is the one that I really love still goes back to what Hands Across America did 40 years ago. And that is this one right here. We're not trying to go with this one, I promise you, so don't worry. But what I do love about it is all the people and the diversity that represents. And if you look at the Hands Across America from 40 years ago, that's what it looked like. So what I would like to do, and I'm going to be making this pitch to Kathy and Chris, is that we don't go with this for our logo, but we do go with this as our state pages. And the reason I say that is because it is a way for us to differentiate and bring together across America into meet in the middle. And so every state would be uniquely crafted for that state. So Mississippi would look like the state of Mississippi. Those people would be drafted there to, where their legs wouldn't be there if they're cut off. So actually that person would be cut, but it would be cleaned up, obviously. And that would be the Facebook pages that people would create for, and we would go in now and put those together, have those there. And then once you recognize and you find a person that you trust to take over that page for that state, you would give them that branded site and they could use that as their organizing. And then if they wanted to do an Instagram or whatever, you would give them that to use for that. I want to remind us that if we leave this imagery and we go to what is our meet in the middle imagery, and again, that's if this movement is built, and I'm pray and to the goddesses and the gods and whoever every day that I'm not going to be let down and it is going to be built. But I am going to stand in Missouri, even if I stand by myself, before midterms in the middle of this country, standing up for America and saying that I went from polarized to mobilized, and I'm going to go back to California and I'm going to do everything I can to get out the vote. And if I'm the only one standing there in Kansas City by myself, then that's what it's going to look like. But I can guarantee you it's going to be either the weekend before Labor Day or the weekend after, so people can plan it around their Labor Day travel, their day off, and potentially come and, or maybe it's Labor Day weekend. I don't know. It's going to be whenever we can find a space and the location. But that is the branding for Meet in the Middle. The other branding would be hopefully for the state pages, but this is the big question of the night. We ended the last time that we got together on this being what is our logo. And I will tell you that I have many, many people that say to me, I don't really like the star because it reminds me of Texas. I love the purple because it reminds me that we're moderate and we're trying to bring people to the middle and we're trying to remind them what it means to be fighting for good and fighting to create a culture shift in this country. Now, what I will say is that I hear that and I see that in that, but I also feel like this is what we came to after looking at lots of different logos. Okay. But I did go to a graphic designer and I told them everything that we've talked about. I sent them every logo that we've looked at. And across the board, this is what they suggested as our next option. And again, I want to say to everyone, I'm not saying this is what it is. I am only saying I'm giving it to you to look at. Now, this is based on everything that everyone has said. This is essentially this polarized to mobilized. Every single person that I say that to, they're like, oh my God, yes. If you're going to do something that's going to take us away from the division and the polarization, I want to be involved in that and I want to know how to join that movement. I know that the hands are a little wonky in this. I wish they were kind of more grasping. But what I like about this imagery is that it does hearken the passing of the torch and sharing that relay race to win. And I also like that we are a country of immigrants. And I know that Billy has said, but we're not an immigration fight. But I do believe that that is the fight that we are in right now, that everyone knows that we're in. And so I'm going to shut up, but I will say those are the two that have been most batted around. And the last thing I will say is that the people that are doing our website are going to give us one more, is what they're telling us. And it's going to be whatever one y'all pick out of this group tonight, and whoever watches this video, whatever votes come in, that's what we're going with, people. And only because we've got to make some campaign signs to be ready by January 1 to at least start recording some videos. Could our logo change? Absolutely. This is only to say we need a poster to take out and let us hold up something to say, join us in this fight.
Let me know when it's my time.
It's everybody's turn.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike.
Somebody who hasn't talked. Let's let somebody who hasn't talked.
Okay.
Elle, you're the newbie in tonight. What'd you think?
I definitely prefer the logo with the Statue of Liberty torch than the star, that's for sure.
Okay.
Um, I don't know why I had kind of like a more open reaction to the second one.
Okay.
Um, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I'm just amazed at how good of a job you guys are doing. I'm just like I think
Well,
it's gonna
you're a part of
take
that job, honey, because you're here. So yeah. So thank you for
yeah,
showing up.
I'm honored to be a part of it. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Okay, cool. All right, somebody else.
Well, I'm from New York, so I love the torch. I look at that lady all the time and hope and pray she could stick it out.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. I keep waiting for them to say they're going to remove that statue.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Any minute now.
Yep. Yeah.
They're going to replace it with a Trump statue. Just
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
They're gonna return it to France.
Yes, exactly. I might, if I do send this recording out, I'm gonna rewind to this moment because I don't want them to get that idea.
You got it. That's true. That's very true.
All right, Joan.
Yeah, I'm with the torch.
David.
I'm with the torch. I really like the polarized to mobilized.
Yeah.
Okay.
That logo on the one of them. One
Yeah.
of them. That's because that's exactly what we're trying to do in 3 words.
Hey, did you see this one, David? Hold on, let me show you this real quick. Did you see this? They even put get out, get active, get equal.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, okay. Well, we can't do that because then that doesn't make, well, we're, what are we talking about? But I
But
thought
it's
that was
nice to
cute.
see it. It's nice to see
It
it.
just showed they did a little research on who we were. And
Yes.
okay, Billy.
Yes. Okay. All right. You're gonna hate me after this, but here's my pitch. Um, First of all, polarized to mobilize is perfect. It's awesome. I think we should definitely incorporate that. I think that that's absolutely brilliant. Um, Here's what I'm going to say about the logo. It's this happens all the time with logo design, but a logo is the most important part of any brand. And a lot of work generally goes into the creation of a logo. Before it's even started, there's all kinds of information that's gathered by a logo designer to find the mission statement, to find the mood, the all of that stuff, right? And I know we feel like we're a little bit rushed because we need something. We need something because we got to keep moving. I think we're also missing an opportunity here, and I'm going to explain. When West Hollywood started, they did a contest for the new West Hollywood logo. They opened it up to the public. Hundreds of submissions came in. They chose the winner. That is still the logo today. It's
Oh.
it's a very successful and iconic logo. It's a digital map of the cities.
I just came up with a bag. TAA designer would be a badge.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right. So I think it's a action that can be taken and um, given to the people who join that we're doing a contest. So you would start with a text only logo now, just say together across America from polarized to mobilized. I think that's brilliant. Forget the imagery. I think I'm going to just be really blunt. The imagery that's there is pretty dated. It's very kind of old school. It's not really taking into consideration design trends right now. Of course, that always depends on like what demo are we aiming for, and I think we're trying to aim for a very wide demo. But I would open this up. I would make this a part of we're. I think we are ultimately grassroots, and I would give this to our grassroots members. Let them design the logo. We can take votes if you're afraid that we're going to end up with something horrible, you can always control those votes a little bit to make sure that you get something that actually
Can't
works.
be like Trump, no.
No, but I
No,
think it's
whatever
an.
comes in, whatever people vote for.
I think it's a
Okay,
tremendous
but wait, so
opportunity.
from this group though, okay, so I hear what Billy's saying, and I really like that idea. It kind of goes back to the public speaking thing that we did for the
Wait,
National
let,
Signing
let me
March.
just add one
Yeah,
more
go,
thing.
go.
I need to say this because it's important.
Mhm.
You said, we can always change the logo later. That's absolutely true. But as soon as you insert an image into this, that's going to be attributed to the movement. If you change the image, it's going to be a clunky kind of transition.
Yeah,
So that's why I'm saying go with text only.
I like it.
Together Across America, we're introducing something brand new. We need to get that name recognition out there anyway. I think it's important that people wrap their arms around or wrap their head around Together Across America first. Then we do the contest. Then we can have a whole big fucking thing about releasing the logo. So that's what I would do. I think it's fits right into like a social media campaign. It fits into everything that you pitched today. It gives it to the members to do it. I think it's a really great opportunity. That's it. I won't say
I
anything.
want to chime in on that because I work with all these prides. You all know about that on my other job. I would say that they're like over 100 little to mid level attendance prides across the country that do an annual contest for the design of like what their
What their
t-shirts going
logo
to
is
look
for that
like
year.
and yeah, that sort of thing. And it seems to be really good to grab people. Plus it gives, I mean, it really gives your artsy people, they're automatically in with the in crowd.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good idea. I also want to say I'm going back. I do like the idea of the for the individual Facebook pages, the outline of each state. I think that
I
that's
I
a
agree.
really, really good idea.
I agree with that too.
Me too. I
Okay.
love that idea.
Everybody else? Okay, so what I hear is that it's okay to ask the lady to do all 50 states, that we'll save those from Lisa. Do we have that time for the logo contest? Yes, we do. Because if we go, thank you, Lisa, for that's a great question. If we go with the what I will do now is ask the designer to do a togetheracrossamerica.org, and just of the, and that's all I'll have on a poster, and to start with, and that may be part of the fun of that first couple of weeks is, and we need a logo for this campaign, and all of us are asking everybody, send in your logo to here, which is another way to collect emails, by the way.
Yep.
um and so, and to collect designers and artists to be a part of this movement. That's great.
And then people are going to want to play along more because they get to vote.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The
Okay.
importance of voting.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, so it's almost our time. Any last thoughts or comments? What I hear everybody saying is that you want to keep trying at this. You believe that what we're trying to do is good, and we're gonna keep the train's gonna keep going down the track. Am I right?
Yes, and really congrats to the people that all of you that put together your timeline of when what you want done and when you want it done, for the rollout. I mean,
Well,
that's a lot of work, and
Well,
thank you.
we're just hopeful that it creates momentum. And again, if we don't get to a point where people like, oh, I'll do that, then because imagine if we got 50 people at least. We need to be having weekly Zooms. It can't be just
Yep.
like we're going to meet once a month or whatever. It's going to be like we've really got to engage these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers
Okay.
crossed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you're doing everything you can.
Okay. All right. Any other comments or questions?
I too want to thank everyone for coming today. I really appreciate everyone showing up. This is great stuff. And Robin, you're doing such a great job. I mean, Kathy and Chris too.
Yes,
But
all
I
of
talk to
y'all.
you more.
I'm telling y'all, every one of y'all, I cannot say enough. I will tell you that when I do think about stopping, you know what I think? He's winning. And every single one of us that is willing to be here right now, it gives me hope that we're not going to lose. I really believe it every time I see all of you that we're not going to lose.
Mm.
Mm.
We can't
Yeah,
lose
the
because the
other thing that
alternative sucks.
I thought about today is one of the slogans we also need to move into our messaging is um, uh, a movement united can never be divided.
I
Yes.
like
My
that.
God, I yell that thing in the street
I know
on a
you did.
constant
I know
basis.
you. That's why I said it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But imagine that's another tagline for something that we do.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I love you all for taking the time. I'll send this in email or an email out to y'all. And then if you get any thoughts about what we can add as ideas or badges, please send ideas back to me. Okay.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
Seeing
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody.
All right. All right.
Bye,
Robin,
everyone. Have a good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Happy
can you
Yeah.
send the
holidays to
pledge in
everyone.
the email, Robin?
Yes, I will. I'll send it to you. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And they have I work with Sandy Hook Promise,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Oh,
there's
yeah?
yeah, I've been with them for years.
I'm with Gays Against Guns. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. There's a local Brady
Yeah.
against gun violence here too. But they have things. They have I'm a promise leader. They only ask for 3 actions a year,
Mm-hmm.
but they give, like he was talking about, little badges,
Yeah.
online badges, and congratulations, you've done blah blah blah.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So yeah, something like that.
I love it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I'll send you what information I have, and
Perfect.
yeah, send me the pledge.
Okay. Awesome. I will send that to you. All right.
Yeah, have a good
Thanks,
night now.
John.
Thank you.
Night.
Okay, Kathy, I apologize that I did not send you the list of all those things before. I just got done with it. So I was like,
It's all
because I
good. It actually makes total sense, and you're giving people things to do, so I like it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I never would have thought about it like that about the gamified element. And I mean it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I also like Billy's idea about sending it out, sending the logo contest thing.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
exactly.
I'm doing the show tomorrow, so I have to write my script.
Yay. Okay, got it. Okay.
So,
Oh, look, can I ask you one thing?
sure, of course.
Once we launch this and I do a video, will you do a video too?
Of
Like,
course.
so you're going to continue because I feel like I'm going to put myself out there and I feel like I don't want to look like I'm just the only one doing it. Like it, I don't know if you saw Cleve's message, but he was like, I'm looking for organizer because he wants to do something for June for that was when the first case of HIV was announced. And he had some people, but not a lot. And I would have loved to collaborate with him, but I know he doesn't want to collaborate with us or me. So I don't want to be the only one out there doing the videos and looking like I'm like, please join me. And so please tell me that you'll do videos too.
I will.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I love you so
I
much.
love you.
And
I'll
if I
talk to
don't talk to
you.
you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Okay. All right. Bye.